Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to our Smackdown review for April 28th, 2023. It's draft time, baby. Time for the draft. And yeah, it's gonna be very interesting show. We're gonna have some stuff to talk about. I think this might be the shortest show on the shortest one we've done, because it just not super low hot. This wasn't really about matches. There weren't long matches. There was really much storyline development. It was just mainly about the draft. That was sort of what it's about. We're on the road to Backlash, so it's kind of focused on that. So we open with round one of the draft. We start off with Triple H, and he announces the first round. For SmackDown, we have Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman was apparently a pick. I don't know if they could have done Paul Heyman separately, but Paul Heyman's a pick. And so Roman, Solo, and Paul Heyman are the first draft picks for SmackDown. The first for Raw. Oh, wait, before I get to that. So, because Roman was drafted to SmackDown, the new World Heavyweight Championship will be on Raw. Officially be on Raw. And then when the first draft pick for Raw was the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, I got very happy. I'm like, so that's what we're doing. Cody gets the world title. Cody gets the new World Heavyweight Championship. It becomes his little constellation prize. The You Can't Beat Roman Reigns constellation prize. But then, just wait. Cody will get that. But he'll still be the one to beat Roman. Oh, it annoys me so much. It annoys me so much that they did. They should have put him on SmackDown. They should have just done it. That's all I'm saying. So that disappointed me. The next one for SmackDown though was the Raw Women's Champ Bianca Belair, which was interesting to me because that means they're doing especially with a later pick. Well, a later pick later on. Means we're doing a title swap. We're just gonna do the little swap thing because that's stupid. So I hate that they do that so much. It's really annoying. I hate when they have to do that. Oh. And then the final one for Raw of this, the final pick for this round was the man Becky Lynch, which is good. That's fine. Becky Lynch staying on Raw is fine. I didn't expect anything less, but this round was meaningless, really. It was just like Bianca Belair was a bit of a shock, but besides that, everything else, you were kind of like, yeah, that makes sense. I expected that. We get a promo from the Usos. It's supposed to be Solo Sikoa, but it isn't. It's just the Usos. They're going on about, the Kevin, Sami are the twos, and they the ones, and they win the belts, and then Kevin and Sami come out and say they're winning the belts, and then they both say they're winning, and then both teams say they're winning. Both teams vow to win. The Usos got more pressure because they dedicated the match to Roman Reigns, so they got more pressure. But still, it's both teams vow to win. Then we go into our first match of the evening, which is Butch and the Brawling Brutes versus L.A. Knight. Yeah. This match was, it was short but fun. Butch hits a nice clothesline. L.A. Knight sends Butch into the barricade. Butch gets control, though, and does a moonsault to L.A. Knight on the outside. These guys go back and forth. Butch pushes L.A. Knight off the top rope. Like, they're both... L.A. tries to go for a superplex. pushing them off. LA Knight just like leaps back onto the top rope and does a massive superplex. Beautiful superplex. And LA Knight ends up hitting his finisher to win. I forget which finisher is called. They didn't tell me either. LA Knight, though, gets the victory. Thank God LA Knight's getting back into victories. Oh, man, the man deserves to have his victories. He is LA Knight. He is the mega star, and he deserves his wins. So, thank God for that. That's all I'm saying. Again, this could be a short episode. It's not going to be like 20 minutes long like the other ones have been. This show really didn't have much on it. So, we're going to get into that, though. Round 2. They got RVD to announce for Raw, who read the thing backwards. And then Michael Hayes for SmackDown. For SmackDown, the first pick is Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, the Street Profits. Which didn't, like, fully shock me, but I think the only reason it shocked me that because they've hammered home so much that the Street Profits could be the last time they see them. It could be the last time they team up. It could be the last time. They kept repeating that over and over again that I just assumed that's what they were doing then. Like, I assumed, oh, they're doing the breakup thing. Nope. I don't know what the thought process was there. But okay. Then the next pick for Raw, which my friend and I know, all the people we talked to, perfectly predicted. Imperium, Giovanni Vinci, Ludwig Kaiser, and the Intercontinental Champion Gunther. All on Raw. Can't wait to see them. Which also means that when Gunther loses the Intercontinental title, he's 100% win the world title. Like, you know, because he may not be beating Roman, but he go beat whoever world champ. You better believe. I bet you that by WrestleMania 40, Gunther will either be world champ or be fighting for the world title. That is my prediction. The second pick for SmackDown was the Rated R Superstar Edge, which somewhat shocked me. It shocked me more for the fact that I thought Edge would be an easy person to put in the world title tournament thing they're doing, because I would think Edge fits with that story, since he held the World Heavyweight Championship before he when he retired, the first in 2011. He was world champion. He had retired that belt. So I thought having Edge wanting to fight to get it back would be a good story. Apparently, I don't have the same thought process as WWE. And then the final pick for Raw of round 2 was Matt Riddle, which just made me go, okay, like, I didn't have no reaction to that. It's fine. Then we just get a random triple threat tag match, as we have the Street Profits, the new SmackDown stars, versus Ricochet and Braun Strowman, versus the Latino World Order, which was Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde. Braun at the start of the match just tosses everyone to the outside. Again, goes to toss Ricochet. Ricochet is almost hesitated at first after what happened last week. And then Braun tosses Ricochet, convinces him, and tosses Ricochet. Almost overshoots it, but is able to toss him onto everyone. Jesus Christ. Ricochet and Cruz del Toro, although it might have been Joaquin Wilde, I didn't really fully remember. Ricochet won of the Latino World Order, do some really good stuff on the top rope. Cruz dives onto the Street Profits. Braun Strowman then does the Strowman Express, and Dawkins does a dive onto him. Ricochet then dives onto Dawkins. Ricochet tries to want to put Dawkins away, but Dawkins gets out of the way of the 630 attempt. They do the Spinebuster into the beautiful frog splash by Montez Ford to get the pin and the win. Wasn't super shocked that Street Profits won. I mean, they were the ones that were just drafted, and they seem to be heavily invested in them, which would make me think maybe if they do split the tag belts up, that the Street Profits might be a good contenders for them to win them. I don't know that for sure, but that's a guess I have. We then go to round 3. Oh, they teased this thing throughout the night. I was going to mention it, but I didn't know when to bring it up. They teased this thing throughout the night with Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa and the Usos, where Paul Heyman just keeps repeating and looking at Solo while the Usos' back are turned and just goes, "Tonight is the night." And he keeps repeating that. "Tonight is the night. Tonight is the night." But part that baffled me is, like, you were meant to think, oh, they might turn on, Solo might turn on the Usos. The reason why I couldn't buy that is they have a 6-man tag in a week's time at a pay-per-view, so you wouldn't turn on them before then. So it didn't work for me. So I didn't like the tease. It didn't, because I wasn't convinced. I will admit, I was convinced of what they didn't end up doing, but I'll get into that in a minute. When I get to that match, at least. We got round 3 of the draft. We get Teddy Long announcing for Raw, JBL for SmackDown. SmackDown's first pick in round 3 is the almighty Bobby Lashley, which is a welcomed welcome on to SmackDown, as long as Austin Theory stays on Raw, because there's a U.S. title match. And if Austin Theory's drafted to SmackDown, I'm worried this feud will fucking continue. I don't want to see Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory near each other probably till the rest of time. I've seen them too much. Spent a whole year dealing with their ass. I don't want to deal with that rivalry anymore. Put that rivalry 6 feet under. Just leave it there. Don't ever dig it out. Just leave it there. Don't touch it again. Just don't touch it again. Okay? Okay, WWE? Don't do the rivalry again. The next pick for Raw was Drew McIntyre. Fine. Makes me think maybe him and Gunther will continue that feud. Oh, he'll be in the good run-in for the tournament, I'd say. SmackDown got the OC, which was Gallows, Anderson, the returning AJ Styles, and Mia Yim, which I forgot was in the OC because they hadn't brought up the OC with her when it comes to her for like ages. So I 100% look at me and tell me you remember that Mia Yim was in the OC. I don't believe you if you do. I do not believe you. And then the final one for Raw was The Miz. Like I cared. But that was the end of round 3. And then we go to our next matchup, which is Zelina Vega versus Sonya Deville. Sonya didn't even get an entry. She was sitting in the ring probably the whole damn time. And then Zelina came out after the draft pick. So she probably been sitting there the whole round 3 of the draft. Sonya was just sitting there. Zelina is the #1 contender for the SmackDown Women's Championship. She will face Rhea Ripley at Backlash. The first time she's competed, first time she's competed in Puerto Rico. I don't know if that's really, I don't know Zelina's thing towards Puerto Rico, so I can't say anything. Because if her thing is, she has nothing to do with it, but she's Latino, so she must be something to do with it. That's stupid. I'm not saying that's what it is, I'm just saying if that's what it is. They booked Zelina horribly in this match. I hate this match. Sonya's pretty much beating her up and has control of the match the entire time. The entire time. And then, Zelina just wins with a roll-up. Like, Zelina literally just wins with a roll-up out of nowhere. She barely got any offense, and it made me so goddamn annoyed. Because that's not credible. Even if I know, like, Rhea's retaining, you should try to convince me she isn't. That's the point of a title match. You're not doing that here. And your way of getting us to believe cannot be, well, she's with Rey Mysterio, who won shocking matches. That doesn't work when it comes to dealing with this. That doesn't work when it comes to Rhea Ripley. Because you also remember Zelina's supposed to be the babyface and Rhea is the heel, but the crowd's really into Rhea because you're making her look like a badass. You're not doing that with Zelina, so it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Afterwards, Rhea just drop kicks Zelina from behind. I thought it was like a attack. It was my friend, and then the replay that pointed out. Oh, my friend, and then a clip I saw on Twitter. Not a replay, a clip I saw on Twitter that reminded me, that showed me Rhea just literally just drop kicks her from behind, and then she chases Chelsea Green away, and then goes there the Riptide, but Zelina counters it into a DDT, and then runs away. Sure. This is the match I don't care about. It's just not built well, so I don't care, unfortunately. Anyways, we get an OC promo. The OC are... it's all four. Gallows, Anderson, AJ Styles, Mia Yim. I'm not calling them her other name because they go back and forth, so I'm calling them Mia Yim. And they come out. They don't get a word in. Then the Viking Raiders interrupt. Eric Ivar and Valhalla. And then they go, "Do you guys come here for a fight?" And then AJ Styles backs away. And just goes, "OC, take care of business." And Gallows, Anderson, and Mia Yim whoop the Viking Raiders' ass. They completely whoop their ass. It is almost unfathomable about how bad their ass got kicked. I don't know why they did the Viking Raiders like this. I was very conflicted because I get, you want to reestablish the OC since you had them off TV for fucking ages. At least Gallows, Anderson, and AJ. But you didn't have to sacrifice the Viking Raiders for it. You could have done someone else. And the maximum male models do exist. So, very weird. We go to round 4, which is announced by HBK, Shawn Michaels for SmackDown, and Road Dogg for Raw. I think they chose on this one to fuck with Shawn. I don't think Shawn knew what was coming here. So, the first pick for SmackDown is Damage Control, which then confirmed to me no matter what, they're like, oh, yeah, so literally, 100% it's a swap. Because no matter who wins, they're going to SmackDown, not Raw. So it's 100% a title swap. So Rhea Ripley is 100% going to Raw. 100% without a doubt. Weird choice. Raw gets Shinsuke Nakamura, which is fine. That's cool. Then the next two, they did this on purpose. You can't convince me otherwise. The first one for SmackDown are the NXT Women's Tag Team Champs, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. Goddamn. Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, fine. I mean, they shouldn't be, because you shouldn't put belts on them. You should have taken the belts off them, which they're gonna do now on NXT to Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, who, by the way, should be the ones called up. I know there's gonna be people saying Alba Fire should be called up. I completely agree with you. But not when they're the tag champs. Now that's even fine though. But that's NXT women's tag titles don't mean much. So fuck it. Here's where I'm baffled. The next one for Raw is the NXT Women's Champion, Indy Hartwell. Now, I have questions. First, How long was this one planned? Was this decided night of? Or at least early in the night? Because if it was decided early in the night, okay, then that's justifiable why you couldn't have switched the belts. If it wasn't decided night of, and you knew this was happening in advance, why is Indy still NXT Women's Champion? I don't think it was. I feel like it was more done night of, only for Sean's reaction, because Sean seemed very not happy. He did not seem very happy that Indy got, got called up to Raw and drafted the Raw, and he lost because he lost both his women's. He can fix the one on NXT quickly, the women's one quickly. He can't do the women's tag. I mean, he can't do the women's one till Battleground, unless they're gonna just have Tiffany Stratton win it out of nowhere, which would be weird. I swear. Indy was the fuck with Sean. They just straight fucked with him. That was messed up. That wasn't okay. So that's round 4, and that was the end of the draft for the night. The rest of it will be done on Smackdown Lowdown on the network and that, which I'm not watching, but if I get the full result, I'll do a video just confirming the rest. Probably not. Then we get an interview with Shinsuke Nakamura, who goes to talk about how much he's excited about going to Raw. Says he's been he's been on SmackDown since he debuted. Am I right with that? Has he been on SmackDown since he debuted? Is that the first time he's gone to Raw? Like, that's insane. No, yeah, I think that's right, actually. That's insane. Then we got our main event, which is Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defending the Undisputed Tag Team titles against the Usos. I will give them this. This was a smart play by them. I went into this entire night believing the Usos were going to win this. 100% the entire time I thought the Usos were going to win. My gut feeling told me it, but everything told me it. That the Usos were going to win. And thank God I was wrong. I'll go into note by note, but I was just like, thank God I was wrong here, because I don't want to see another Uso title reign. Like, Sami and Kevin just won it. So thank God I was wrong. So we start. They both make their entrance. The Usos attack Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for the bell. They then work over Owens pretty much through commercial break in that. Jay super kicks Owens. They work over his leg. They keep bashing his leg around the ring post, but Owens is able to pull Jimmy into the ring post. And then he's able to make a hot tag to Sami. Sami dives onto the Usos. He hits a sunset flip powerbomb on Jay, but Jay kicks out. Hits a blue thunder bomb by Sami, but Jay kicks out of that. Owen hits a cannonball to Jimmy. But that's not enough. We get a fisherman bust off the top. But Owens kicks out. We have fisherman buster followed by swanton, by Owens, but Jimmy kicks out of that. Owens hit something else. I didn't see what it was. But he hit something, and Jay picks up the pin. Sami then goes at Jay, sends him to the outside, goes for a dive, but Jay catches him with a super kick. Owens hits a stunner by Jimmy, but he kicks out. The Usos then hit 4 super kicks on Owens, but he kicks out of that. They hit more and more super kicks, but Owens keeps kicking out. Solo Sikoa then comes out. he wins walking out. But Riddle intercepts him and sends him to the back. They go to hit the 1D. But Sammy pulls Jay out, sends him into the steps. Then Kevin hits a stun on the Jimmy. Sammy makes the tag, runs in, hits the haluva kick to pin and win, and they retain their tag titles. Which leaves the question for when it comes to the Usos on what happens next when it comes to the bloodline. What happens next when it comes to the bloodline? Are they in trouble? Are they going to get kicked out? Probably not until after Backlash, but if they do. Because then it'll probably change to you better win at Backlash. So, we'll see. But that is it. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens retain the titles. I'm going to hope that we don't have the Usos going for them again. And that we be all good. That is my hope. But ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you thought of this episode of SmackDown. Let me know what you thought of the draft. Let me know in the comments. Hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all for the next one.